I would further extend my warm welcome to Ms. Chitra Guru ma'am, who is our webinar facilitator for today. Ma'am is a career counseling expert and is renowned and recognized by Rehabilitation Council of India. I would also like to jot down some pointers. Our today's session will be a 40-minute session, moving on with a 10 minutes question and answer for all of you. So now I'm handing over to Ms. Chitra Guru ma'am, who is the webinar facilitator for today. So Chitra Guru ma'am, handing over to you.
Hi everyone. Welcome to all of you. Very nice to meet so many children from Apex School Burari, and a very warm welcome to Sir Arvind sir, who is from your school. Though I have not met him, virtually we are meeting today. Very nice to meet all of you. So how are you all doing? How are you all doing, kids?
So, ma'am, I would like to inform you, we have unmuted all the students to avoid disturbances.
Okay,
so,
very nice. No problem. So, okay, that time we'll talk.
Sending their names in the chat box, and
okay,
so we will be unmuting them.
Okay, thank you. So, children, today you're all aware that we are going through this pandemic, and we're all trying to overcome this big phase of our life, which is not was expected by any of us. But we are extremely thankful to the media and the digital world, which is helping us to be connected always on this pandemic situations as well. So I would like to thank Fairgaze. I would like to thank all the team members who have connected us to this beautiful day. And I'll be very happy to present you with my presentation on goal setting and assessments. That is psychometric assessments for children of from say the age of 14 plus to the age of 20. So today we'll start the topic with the goal setting. So I take up onto my slide. So just give me a second. We'll take up to the slides now. So today we are talking about goal setting and career assessment in the changing time. So I am Chitra Guru. I'm a career mentor, and I'm also doing counseling for a lot of children. So if any of you are interested, we can always get in touch and help you out. So you can see this small tree, a plant here. We all, are very aware of the environment. So how does a plant grow? We put a seed, then the seedlings come out, then the plant, then the tree. That's how life has growth in it. So that's how we, or as humans, also grow step by step. This is the scene for that. So next slide, we're taking up to what is growth. We talk about growth as something which helps us to be motivated to create something for us and have a successful career or a happiness quotient in our life. So what is cultivating growth? Here I'm talking about is on the goal setting mode of our presentation today. So what I'm telling you here in cultivating growth is get out of your comfort zone. That means we're all in one position or one class, then we go to the next class. So what are we doing? We're shifting our skills, our outcomes, our understandings, our abilities, everything we are shifting from A to B and then to C. So getting out of your comfort zone helps us to learn more, become more skilled. So what do we do for that? We take risk for that. Then what we do, we take out a reflect on our thoughts. What have we come to? From class 7, I've come to class 8. Then I understand that how do I embrace the new class? Then I think about, okay, this is my new future. So I drive myself to the new class. Then I ask questions. I learn from, whatever I've not been doing in the previous class. I learn from those errors. And again, with the help of others, I generate a positive energy for myself. Next slide, please. So what does goal mean here? Do we all know what is a goal? Yes. So goal is something which involves development of an action, a plan designed to motivate and guide a person or a group towards a goal. Group is, if you are in a team, then there's a goal. So with the team, we work together to achieve this goal. But when I'm talking here about on career, we are talking about the growth of the self. So when I say growth of self, what I do a development of an action plan. What is this action plan? Is my desire to become something. So what do I do the first step? The first step of my goal setting means is writing down my goals. I become committed to it. I say that I have to become an engineer. So when I say I have to become an engineer, so I have to understand what are the skill sets I have to require for achieving this, dream of mine if I have to become an engineer. So when I say this, so I write down that I'm an engineer. Okay, then engineering in what kind of engineer? Yes, I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm a civil engineer. I'm a production engineer. I'm a, software engineer, whatever it may be. But I write down my goals in a specific way and then commit myself to achieve them. So as to make sure that my goals are important to me, that is you students. Then I talk about set goals. What is a set goal? Set goal is to identify what is important for you as a student and what you want to achieve and accomplish on this. The establishment of a clear and central purpose is very important in your life. So I set this goal for clear and central purpose of understanding. So when I start a point of success, what is it important? That I set a goal. I make a list of many things which I want to do in life. But what I'm doing here is best and the most effective ways of reaching to the goal. I have to identify them so that I take the steps as per that. Then select the best strategies by recognizing them to work for it in a better way. Then I outline a specific plan which accomplish these strategies and ultimately help me to reach my goal. So now that we have formed this goal statement and follow a set of direction to achieve this goal. Hope I am audible and clear to all of you. Now I take up why I have to set a goal. What is the reason that I have to set a goal? Yes, the reason for setting goal is the creation of a frame of mind. My mind has to come to my thoughts and then thought becomes action and the action becomes my plan. So when I set a goal, my frame of mind works for me and creates positivity so that I create an action and with that action my plan is in front of me. So goal in life gives us a sense of meaning and purpose. Otherwise what we are doing, we are just studying, we just, ma'am is telling me to, write an exam, I'm writing, mother is telling me to write, studies, so I'm studying, my father is telling me do this, do that, everybody around me is talking to me that do this, do that. So I'm all doing, but do I know what I'm doing it all for? Yes, that needs to be understood. So that is the reason sense of meaning and purpose has to be created in your goal. So when I give that sense of meaning and purpose, I pay attention to the goal and create an energy towards achieving them in a flexible way. So what am I supposed to do? I have to be flexible as well. I can't just say I have to become an engineer, so I just leave everything around what is available, what is not available. I don't change anything. I become very strict. I become, rigid, and I just keep saying, "Mujhe engineer banna hai, chahe kuch bhi ho jaye." No, it's not like that. See, we have to see what is available. We have to see our resources. We have to understand what are the skill sets we have and what is the limitation I have and what is the unlimited capacity I have. These are the things which I have to keep on checking for myself so that I am able to reach out to the best of my goal. Okay. So that is why I say you have to create that positivity of creating your goal. So this helps in creating a direction in all the spheres of success. So when I do for one goal, then automatically I'm grooming myself to get this interest in the different spheres of my life. So that means I'm changing my bodily skills, I'm changing my energy, I'm changing my skill sets, I'm changing my functions, I'm changing my academic structure of learning or unlearning or relearning, whatever I have to do, I keep changing it towards getting my success. So my success is there on my goal. So that is how we have to, the reason that we have to set our goals. Then every goal has a time frame. Okay, so I set a goal, see, for a long time. So supposing I say I am a class 8 student or a class 9 student or a class 11 student, what I do is I want to see myself in the span of 4 or 5 years as a graduate. After, supposing if I've already done my 12, then what I see after 5 years I be in the workforce. That is where I'll be earning my monetary benefits. So where am I seeing myself? That is a long-term goal. So long-term goals works from 1 year, 5 year or 10 year. It depends on where you really want to reach. Supposing if I take up a goal as a researcher. So the researcher's life is like, it takes almost 5 to 10 years to become a great researcher. So my goals also vary with the skills what I am going to become. So when I say 1 year, possibly that if I'm a class 12 student with a vocational training, I become skilled and I'm ready for the financial independence. So what I'm doing it, I've set a small, short-term goal of 1 year and then I've reached my target. So after 1 year, again, I have to shift. So these things keep on shifting, but there is a time frame, there is a limitation, there is an, changes, flexibility, everything works on these time frames. Supposing I take a short-term goals, like I'm in class 8. My first target should be how do I take up my numbers in the final exams or in the semi-final exam. So if my semi-final score is little okay or needs improvement, so now my target is so that my final exams, I should at least score so much so that I get a science stream. Or if I say about a class 9 or a 10 student, they also do the same. In their pre-boards, they first score some numbers and they understand, okay, these are the flaws, these are the limitations I have gone through. So now my short-term goal is that within this 2 months of my study break, I have to get up to 90% so that I get a science stream or commerce stream, whichever suits me. So that becomes a short-term goal. Then immediate goal. So what am I supposed to do right now is the immediate goal. What is the right now thing? Right now thing is, where am I not spending time? Where am I wasting my time? Where am I not giving my 100%? So my immediate goal is on the time frame, on the number of academics I have to finish, or the number of subjects I have to close down, or the number of classes I have to put for myself are the areas where I have to work on the short goals. So when I'm ready with the short goals, then I go into for the little better or the longer goals. When my immediate goals are done, my short goals come and then my long goals. So this is the same pattern for all the way where I want to reach to a skilled person or a financially independent, successful person. Okay. So what is the benefit of this? Of all these, when I'm talking about a goal, what am I trying to get out of this is I get a better focus and concentration on this. I try to increase my self-confidence. Okay, yes, I done this. So next I can do this also. So what is the, what are the things I have learned here? What are the strategies I have put here so that I can put it in a differently, in a creatively, in a different way so that I can get into the better skilled and better efficient in my next goal. So what is it? And that part of increasing your self-confidence helps me creating a performance chart. So I know my performance has reached to a particular level. Then this performance helps me focus on the important things which I have to achieve. Then after achieving this, finishing the assigned tasks on time is very important. Then becoming a better decision. So when I see all this, I now decide, okay, this is coming so right for me. This is so much for myself I have done. So I will definitely be a better decision maker. So I will be knowing now, by now, that I reach to this level so well. So then my progress chart automatically grows and then I come closer to my success. Okay. Then all these, when I was talking about something called framing in the mind. What is a frame? A frame is something called a fantastic reality that aims method and evaluation. So what is fantastic? Fantastic is something which I have dreamed for myself. That is a big dream. I want to be a great human by becoming an engineer, want to create an aura in the environment so that the coming humans can be healthy, prosperous and successful. So this is my fantastic dream. So what am I going to do for that? So what I'll do is that dream big goals should match your values. So what is the value I have got through? I have attained certain values in my life through my school, college, friends, parents and whatever people I have been associated with. I have created value for myself. So I have to work in those values and norms. Question, what will you do in the short term? Think upon how I want to be seen in the long term. So this is what we are talking about when I dream big. So when I dream big, I know my values, I know my ethics, I know my standard, I know my academics, I know my efficiency, I know the habits and honors I have got. So in that frame, I make a creation for myself as a goal and then I reach my long-term goal. Okay. Then comes the reality. Reality is what everybody has fantasy world to think about, that I life, happy life, everything we talk about. So what is a reality? Reality is something to become on the amount of dedication and commitment towards my dream. That is the reality, because I have to put my 100%. Otherwise, my fantastic dream is not going to be achieved. So what is the reality is my commitment. Then with the commitment comes the aim. So what is my aim? Is to define my goal by syncing the balance between my fantasy and the reality. That is the commitment. Set a high but a realistic goal. It has to be high. Again, it has to be high, because high end products always take you little by little, pulls you up towards reaching it. So it has to be high but a realistic goal. Then when this is done with the aim, I create a method to be truthful to yourself and narrowing down your choices to the ones you really intend to accomplish. Take help from the experience and the well-wisher. See, in any goal, it is not that you alone can achieve it. So what you do is you always take helps and advices of your elders, your near and dear ones, your teachers, your principals, your school supports you, or your tuition center, or the center wherever you are getting your academic benefits or any curricular activities or special skills you're learning. So these people also help you reach your goal, depending on what kind of goals you want to. See, every goal everyone creates is plan A, plan B and plan C. So all the three plans you have to create for yourself, because see, it is you who is going to reach the fantastic dream of yourself. So when I talk about the dream which I want to become, I take the help of these people and use a methodology so that my help and their help together with the commitment helps me reach the goal better. And then the last one is, anything you're doing, you need to evaluate. So it's an ongoing process. With every goal setting, you need to evaluate how much have you done this. After taking a pattern, if that pattern is shifting towards non-finishing your goal, then you have to re-flexible it, readjust it, re-change it, so that the goal is not changed, but the action plan or the strategy is changed. So you need to evaluate, okay, to get the desired result and simultaneously process your goal path. You should not leave that. You should always keep processing it so that the goal path is not changed, okay. So now after doing all that, I have become flexible. I know to readjust my goals and I will not give up on my goal. What is it that again comes to me is, if the goal is very easy, then I won't be motivated. Same thing, if the goal is too tough, then again I will feel dejected because I'm unable to achieve it. And the process itself is taking a daunting task on me. That is, it is not giving me that kind of happiness quotient when I'm doing this. Yes, I'm ready to work, I'm ready to do hard work, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to do everything, but it is not giving me the energy, drive, the motivating drive which I need to reach my goal. So your goals have to be something which is very balanced with your skills and abilities. So remember, small victories lead to big success. So this is the small, cartoon I put. Set a bar too high and hit my head on it. I set a bar that was too low, that tripped over it. So you can understand that if it is too high, I'll go and break myself. Or if it is too low, I won't have value to whatever I've done. So that is what is to be taken care. Now, after all this, I have prepared my goal. So what is this preparedness is? Goal awareness. And what is this goal awareness? I create a journal for myself. I reward every time I reach a target. And I keep my realistic goal, which are very specific. And I add value and extra commitment to my goal and become accountable and systematic towards my goal. Then have dedicated timelines and measurements and resource to reach my goal. See, many times what happens is growth mindsets are always there. We always, every time, even though we write, we do a lot of things, we work on them, we get advice, we get experiences, still, there is sometimes this mind which is, very logical, and the mind is something which keeps on moving us with flash thoughts. So when these flash thoughts come, what it happens is, instead of thinking, I can do this, what happens is that I can't do it. Then what I have to think back is, I'm still learning. I will keep trying. I'm not good at this, but I will have to think, what can I do to change this and become more better? It's good enough, but is there any other better way? It's too hard. No, with more practice, I need to change. So what I have to think and what I was thinking has two different questions. So I have to change my mindsets time and again. Then when I say I don't know, then I said, okay, if I don't know this, how do I learn it? Where am I supposed to approach? Where are the outreach programs where I can change myself? Then I can make this better. I can always find ways to improve them. I don't like challenges, but challenges only makes me feel better. So I change it to that. Then when I give up, but I still say, no, I will try again. So that try until you get the success. Now, next slide here talks about steps to growth mindset. So we all know we have our brain to work, the left brain and the right brain. So both the logical brain and the linguistic brain both have different ways of functioning. That is an artistic brain and the logical brain. When I talk about artistics, it is talking about something to do with music, art, creativity, then drawings and all this. So these things combine my mind with lots of, things I want to do in life. But how do I do them? So I help my brain to set a mindset, recognize the growth where it is, I can fix it and then I can improve. So I do my self-talk. Then I go to the goal setting or set a goal to achieve this self-talk which I've done to reach my goal. So I have to understand my brain well. I have to understand the combinations I have. What is the logical mind I have? What is the creative mind I have? And how do I combine these two energies of mine? Because all my energy is there in my brain. You would have all known that Einstein said we are just hardly using some 0.5% of our brain knowledge. So you can understand if we use it to the fullest, how all and what all we can achieve in this world, isn't it? So let us work on our brain function so that our thoughts, our actions and our plans come out very, very successful. So goal setting is very important to analyze our skills, understand them, embrace them, get reskilled, get adjusted, get into the point of commitment and then reach our goal. Okay, so that's very, very important. So this, after talking all these goal settings and other things, I would like to talk to you about something called a psychometric assessment, which many of you would have understood in the school, where today they are carrying out a lot of career workshops, career orientations programs, and also dealing with career mentoring. So what is this career all about? See, career is something which talks about our help to the society, or our help to ourselves, or our help to become something, to get a financial independence. So what is a career? Career is a profession which I choose for myself so that I get myself financially independent and I'm able to utilize my potentials, the limited, the unlimited, the creative, everything. So all these things I create to produce a career for myself. So career gives me an identity. We are all looking for an identity. Once, when we are in the teens, we talk about identity crisis. Why does that come? Because we feel that, see, I want to look like him. I want to be like, I want to be like Amitabh Bachchan, or I want to be like a, somebody like Modi. So I want to be somebody like a big scientist. So where does this come? This comes from the inner potential which we have. So what is this inner potential? How do we know what we have and what we do not have? That is what my psychometric assessment does for me. So it tells me that I have a standard and a specific thing in me which my psychometric assessment tells me and takes me to the direction. It is called a standard and a specific method which is used to measure individual mental abilities and behavior. So it works both on your behavior and on your mental ability. So that is why psychometric assessments are very important, to know that, okay, if my mathematical or numerological things are very good, then I will be able to do a lot of commerce or something to do with mathematics. So if my scientific things are good, then I will be having a style and behavior of a scientific mindset. So if my artistic skills are good, then I will change myself to that kind of a behavior style. So every pattern or every person's mental ability and behavioral style match them to get a better career. So when I match these two, I need to understand whether I really have them. Where do I know about this? So these career assessments help you to get the best out of you, because it shows you the traits you have, the logical thinkings you have. So we give a grade there. So when that grade is marked with your talents and your interest and abilities, you come to know, yes, I can achieve this. And later on, definitely, if you explore the environment around you, you have lots of skilled people who can train you for those places where you can become really successful. So it is designed to measure. What is a psychometric assessment? It is designed to measure the candidate's suitability for a role based on required personality, character and aptitude. Supposing if I want to become a scientist, what is the personality I require? I require to be very logically thinking. I should be very clear with the scientific concepts. I should be very clear with the scientific terms, and I should have always think on the research and analytic mind. So my personality test is showing that yes, I possess this. So that's what it does. It is conducted in order to evaluate the performance and includes the skills, knowledge, abilities, your personality trait, your attitudes of, and with this attitudes, you have your academics and your job potentials. So what are the job potentials we have in the environment? And how much is my academic benefiting me to get into the job profession? Check it. So all these set of, system help me towards reaching to the goal which I have set for myself. So now you understand why a psychometric assessment is required. There's a small chart here. You can understand positive trait, dark traits, motivation and values, and cognitive ability. So all these are combined in our brain, and then with this only we come out as a universal or a individual by myself. I'm a unique personality by myself. There won't be anybody similar to me. Every individual is unique, and everyone has a place in this environment to show their potential. So when I talk about psychometric assessments, we have, these are the steps which is done And this is how your assessment is done. So what are the assessment system? It is a numerical reasoning, verbal reasoning, inductive reasoning, diagrammatic reasoning, logical reasoning, and error check. If there is any error in the test, that also be checked. So what are the things? Numerical talks about our mathematical ability, verbal talks about our communication, inductive talks about reasonings, diagrammatic expression talk again on the reasoning and ability to shift or change, all that. Then logical, you all know, it's an analytical mind, creative mind, where I can become a person who is concept oriented or who is a person of normal, social person, or a politician, or a artist, or an a person who is into a radio jockey. All these things are relevant out of these psychometric assessments. So when logical reasoning is very high, then we say that the person is eligible for taking up science as a subject, science as a stream. And if with the logical, if he has a high numerical quotient also, then we suggest then he can take up science in a very far ahead, even to become a researcher. So this is how the psychometric assessments help us in the changing times. And this gives us a complete Bible about ourselves. So we have to be very, very, clear in understanding psychometric assessment, because how important it is, we will know only when we know what it actually gives us. It gives us all these understanding about ourselves. That is, it is combining the mental ability as well as the behavioral style of an individual. Okay. So it is used an objective and impersonal test that allows candidate to be compared in terms of ability without unconscious. So nobody is judging you. It's an online test. You just do the test and automatically the standards come out. We get the result and then you are given a thing that Arjun is capable of this or Aarti is capable of this, and this is the score they have scored, this is the graph they've got, and with that we combine all the numbers and grades we get out of your test, and then we tell you this is what you are able to do. It proves to be a reliable indicator of your future job and your overall performance. This also tells me that Arjun is capable of taking up hard work or is capable of taking up very simple work. So that also it talks about. So when I say reliable indicator, it indicates me on the ability and the unlimited potential which I have to explore my goal or to reach the success in my goal. So when I talk about this, we are also talking about personality assessment and career counseling, because we are into this field. We have tests for standard 8 and below, which is a tender age for understanding intelligence, because it is the intelligence which works us for understanding things, comprehend things, and then have our cognitive ability helps us to do our work well with the help of the system or the curriculum created by the school. So when we don't know how to comprehend, can we do anything? No, we can't do anything. So what we do is, we with the intelligence we possess, with the gift of God, we are able to take up the academic sessions and comprehend those sessions and then get a skill and reach to the goal. So there is a called dermographic multiple intelligence test. It's a scientifically proven test. It is used for assessing individual innate strength and areas of improvement. It helps in the areas of improvements where you need, because see, supposing if I take a test in the class 8, the child is still growing, is still learning further. So we know, okay, this child is capable of doing this. So with the hard work, what he will be able to do. With the more pressure on academics, how is he going to perform? With the more method of skills and helps from others, teachers, students or tuitions, how is he going to improve? So where all he can improve? Maybe he can improve with a tuition or individual learning or group learning. These things also we help in your sessions. So complete one-to-one holistic counseling is done, and then helping you children plan your education streams, because when I talk about class 9 and 10, these are the children who want to some want to take up sociology, some want to become journalists, some want to become radio jockey, some says, no, I don't want science, I'm scared of maths. No, I can't take political science, it is very difficult. Someone says, no, history is not my subject. So all these things, when I'm talking, what am I telling? I'm telling that this is not possible by me. Why? The reason is I don't know my potential. So when I don't know my potential, who is going to give me this? My psychometric assessments is going to reveal to me, yes, I have this skill, I have to work on this, and this is how I have to improve with the areas of help available for me, the tuition, the coaches, the systems which is available around me, help me to train myself in the field which interest me, which help me to get my goal and set a success for my life. So when I talk about class 11 and 12, here I've already taken a stream. I've already taken science as a subject, commerce as a subject, or an art as a subject. What I do, my individual trait, my intelligence, my emotional quotient and attitude and strength, again further tell me whether I want to be a doctor, whether I want to be a engineer in mechanical, engineer in civil, or engineer in some other thing, or a biotech, or a person in computer science, or in artificial intelligence, or I'm talking about something to do with robotics, which is going to be a new future which is going to come, because the present world is 4.0, industrialization 4.0, because we have already crossed 2.0, which was after the industrial revolution it has started, it was 2.0. Now the world is changing into 4.0. When I'm talking about 4.0, that the complete shift of, or the paradigm shift is going to happen in the system which was happening before, and what it is going to come out in the future. So the future is going to be completely digital, completely environment friendly, completely something which we never expected things can happen. We are going to see a different world together from all the angles of 360 degree of shift is going to happen. Our kind of working, our kind of talking, communication, interactions, every ability is slowly shifting towards a different mode. So when I say 4.0, I say that it is going to be a world of dream, which we are all thinking how things will be happening. Artificial intelligence is going to be on the boom. So you children with the psychometric assessment can understand whether how can you be part of that new world which is going to come for you. Okay. So this complete 360 degree analysis and counseling becomes helpful for you to become best fit in the streams and courses and careers you want to possess. So here we have some offers also where we are talking about, some different budgeted. This you can just, if somebody wants to take a screenshot, they can take it and then contact us on that. Then I'm not going to much explain about it, because this is also the same thing. It's a psychometric assessment. Then there's a report, then there's an analysis, then we send a lot of discussions and one-to-one counseling, and then we reach out to the need of your individual interest. So we have other things which is called the study abroad system, which is an international university consultations or preparatory courses for IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, GRE, GMAT, all these also we help you out. So other assistance or statement of writing essays, getting the permits, getting your scores, everything we are able to do for you once we get through the psychometric assessment. And one thing which I wanted to share here was the psychometric assessment which we are doing will be only a cost of 650 rupees per individual. So if any of you want to come or we want to get it done, you can, give us your call. I'll be sharing my number here. So there will be an online link shared to you. You can do it at the comfort zone of your home, comfortably do a 2 to 2.5 hours of a test, and then send the link, give us your data, name, your this thing. We'll send you the bank details and other things so that you can do an online payment. The test is also online. You can work on that and then you can get the 20-page report on this 650 rupees of psychometric assessment. That's the basic which we do. Then when we talk about, once you get the result, then we talk about the assessment and counseling part. So that depends on the group counseling or individual counseling, which we can talk it on the telephone. So when I talked about all this of goal setting, psychometric assessments, what am I talking? I'm talking about something to do with, that you would have all seen that we go to forest, we go to park, we go to any of the open areas, we see ants, don't we? So what do these ants do? They do a very sensible work. What is that sensible work? Is that they are always on a go. You would have never seen them sitting idle. They are always on a go. Why they are always on a go? Because mind your business. That is, I have to mind what I have to do when I set a goal. So minding my business, I'm being brave. What is it brave? How does an ant behave brave? Even if you walk near him, he is not shifting his attention. He's still working on the same path. He's taking his small little grain to the pole where he has to drop it. So they go in a team. They have a sense of discipline. They prepare before the rain. They do a teamwork. Hard work is the best thing which they teach us in life. That is something which we have to learn from them. It's a spirit of sharing. Suppose somebody's got a bigger, load. You would have seen 3-4 ants together share each other, and then they help out to reach their place. They adapt to situations. Supposing if the place is muddy, skiddy, or ups and downs, they don't care. They just adapt to the situations. They ignore even the diversions. If there is a shift in the diversion, still they will go to that side and again come back to the line which has been following there. So these ants teach us that we have to be focused and concentrating on the goal set which we have marked for ourselves. So learn from these ants the way of discipline, the way of sense of commitment, the sense of minding ourselves but being brave, and sense of hard work, then adapting to situation, and then reaching our goal. So goal, I'm going to close now because I've given you enough, support on this. So what I'm trying to say here, when I set a goal, my goal needs to be smart. What is smart? We all know we are smart in dressing up, we are smart in talking, we are smart in, getting our work done. All these, everywhere we talk about this word smart. What is smart? Smart means to be specific. We have to be specific what we want to be. And we have, when I'm talking about specific, I can't say I want to take up science, but I don't know whether I want to be a mechanical or a civil. So still I'm not specific. So when I say specific, I am taking science, I want to be a civil engineer, I want to work in a government sector or a private sector, I want to be in construction link, I want to be in, designing link, I want to be in a place where I am in the, commerce part of the civil engineering. These are the areas, narrowing down bit by bit to get the real specific area where I want to reach. So my goals have to be very, very specific. Okay. So when I put a specific goal, what am I talking? I am talking that my goals have to be clear, clarified, no room for any confusions, no room for any change, afterthoughts, or after, repenting or anything which, because when I set this specific goal, I am to work hard, I am to be committed, I am to be disciplined, I should have teamwork, I should put so much number of time, effort, energy, everything has to be there on that specific part. So I have to be very specific. When I am specific, I automatically have to measure to what level I have to reach. Then I have to have an attainable target. I can't say that tomorrow I'll become a prime minister at the age of 25. Is that possible? No, it doesn't seem to be an attainable goal. So I have to see, okay, if I cannot become a prime minister, okay, I can become somebody as a youth congress or somebody as a person who can be an MP. So what is the goal I have to reach there? So it should be something which I can attain. So then comes, It should be relevant. It should actually match the skills and abilities which I have. It should not be something like I am, very much interested in music and I want to get into something called professor. So then I have to get skilled in the music and then become a professor. I can't get into science and say that I want to be a music professor. So I have to be relevant in what I'm talking. Then I have to give so much of time and energy, and it should be like I can't keep on wasting my time, like say from the age of 17 to 25 or 26 years. I have to see a goal where I can reach myself. I have to become independent. I can't be dependent on my parents, and then I can't say that I have reached my goal. No, reaching my goal is that I become independent, I become financially secure, I become successful. That is what is my setting of goal when I'm talking as a student. Everyone has a set goals. My parents have set goals, my teachers have set goals, but their goals are different as a student. If I'm a student, my goals are different. If I'm a teacher, my goals are different. So I work on my goal of academics, skills and skill sets, and the environments of learning, unlearning, relearning. All these things have to be relevant to what I want to become. I can't be learning physics to get into medical. I can't be learning chemistry to learn into maths. No, if I have to become a mathematician, I have to be very particular with maths, and I have to be relevant in what maths I'm going to learn. So, and I have to learn it in a particular set time. I can't keep doing, today also I do, tomorrow I do other subjects. No, I have to be time based. I have to finish this target within this amount, within this stage. I have to finish it. So this is what we're talking about, time based. So I think I'm very clear with all this. Many of you are from which class? I think from class 8 to 12. So
sorry for intervening in between, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, now we will begin with our question and answer round.
Okay.
I have received queries from a lot of students. So,
Okay.
students, I will unmute you one by one and will read out your question, and you can then further ask your query to ma'am directly too. Okay. So,
Yeah.
moving on, our first question is from Ayushi Adhikari. She
Okay.
asked that does school studies really have power to decide my future? The question is from Ayush Adhikari.
Can you just repeat the question, ma'am?
Okay, 1 second, please. He asked that does school studies really have the power to decide the future?
Yeah, school study definitely has the power for your future. It's not because that everything you're studying you're going to get it out, but these are the basics curriculums which you have to learn so that you are able to increase your skill set with these basics. See, school only gives you the basic curriculum. So they cannot train you for becoming a straight away an engineer after you leave the school, but they give you the training and understanding to be able to comprehend what you're going to reach there.
Okay. So Ayush, I have also unmuted you. If you want to ask something more to ma'am, you can ask.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I am not really very good in studies. What can I do? I don't know what about my passion.
Okay, you don't know about your passion, then one small suggestion which I would like to give you, you should go for a psychometric assessment because that will give you basically your mental ability and your behavioral style. With that, I'll be able to give you the idea like which areas you can actually work on. And other thing which you're saying that you're not very good with studies, so you have to understand where is the problem coming. Is it any particular subject, or is it just the less interest in academics, or you're interested in any other jobs or specific areas of interest which you can explore by just introspecting yourself.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Okay. So moving on forward, our next question is from Kashish Agarwal.
Okay.
He asked that how we can stay focused on our goals. There are so many distractions also.
Yes. focus, what is, I had given you some few points for goal setting, right? Just understand that slide. I'll go get back to you there.
Okay, so I have also, Kashish, I have unmuted you. So you can also cross question ma'am. Okay.
No,
See, when I'm saying that I don't have focus, what am I talking? That I have not identified my goal. That is what I can understand here. So first you have to identify exactly what is important for you. So once you have identified your importance, that this is important for me, without this I don't feel good, then automatically you will not go into that. Like I'll give you an example. There were some students who they were telling me, ma'am, I want to take up bio and maths together. So now you tell me, a student who is studying physics, chemistry, maths, biology, all the 4 subjects, okay, and English as well. So is it tough or easy for the child?
Obviously tough, ma'am.
Yes, it's obviously tough. So what is the child doing extra so that he is able to attain all that? Because he knows without taking bio, he cannot get into biotech, right?
Yeah.
So he has taken up biology just to make sure that my importance to become a biotech engineer works only when I work on all the 4 subjects. So how will my focus shift? So my importance I giving is to the goal that I want to become a biotech engineer. So when I am ready to do that, automatically I won't feel these paths are difficult. Yes, initially it will be, but I will take an individual session or training so that I am able to reach there.
Okay. So moving on forward.
Yeah.
Our next question is from Tejaswini Sharma. She's from 8th B and she's asking that how can we come up with setbacks in path of our goal?
Supposing you are not able to achieve, you are in class 8th, right? Can I speak to you?
Yeah, I have unmuted Tejaswini. Tejaswini, are you there?
Tejaswini?
yes, ma'am.
Tejaswini, you are in class 8th. You have just started with class 8 or you are going to class 9?
Ma'am, I'm in class 8. I'm promoted to class 8.
Okay, you just come to class 8. Okay, this is a very tender age of yours. Because setbacks, you may not be understanding right now about setbacks, but yes, for you maybe a setback is that I didn't score well in a particular subject, or it can be a setback that I wanted to be part of this game and I want to be a team leader, I didn't get it. Maybe those kinds of areas where you would have felt a setback. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so these things beta do improve with time, because now your brain is working towards an teenage, where you are going through this identity crisis. So when I'm talking about this identity crisis, what I'm thinking and what I'm doing will not actually match so well. It will be actually mismatching. So with the time of understanding, or the time when you are growing up, you will understand there are more other areas which are benefiting you and where you can get help from these setbacks. Definitely talk to your parents, your teachers, whenever you feel these setbacks for yourself. Do understand from them that, ma'am, this is where I'm feeling little difficult. Maybe your mother or your father would be able to help you to understand that, okay, this things which is not happening to me, what is the reason behind this not happening to me, and how am I supposed to work with it so that I improve here. So little targets you keep for yourself, then those setbacks will be changed.
Okay. I hope, Tejaswini, you have your queries now solved. So moving on further, our next question is from, once again, it's from Manika Kothari.
Okay.
She says that I have a problem on deciding my goal. My goals keep on changing all the time. How can I be stable?
Okay, you are in which class, Tejaswini?
Ma'am, this question is from Manika.
Oh, she's in
unmuting Manika. Once again.
Manika?
Yeah, I have unmuted Manika. So,
Yes,
Manika,
ma'am.
are you there?
Manika, hi, Manika.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Acha, so what is the issue you're having, Monica? If I can take it from
Ma'am, I'm not stable. My goals keep on changing.
you're in which class?
Eighth.
Okay. So, to be very frank, Monica, you're all just coming up to the goal setting, mindset, because this is the age you keep thinking in different ways. So the thought process keeps changing, do change and will be changing. See, once you come to class 9th, your studies, your curriculums, everything is going to be very different. And when you go to class 11, it's going to be further different. So in class 8, you're only taking the basic skill sets which you have to understand to comprehend for the class 9th. So as of now, do whatever interests you. Supposing
Yes, ma'am.
is not interesting to you, you can definitely leave it behind. Not to worry. Don't feel that I'm not getting interested in this or I'm not doing. Just leave it. Don't worry. It won't hinder your goal path. But be firm that what you want to see yourself. Make a small, diary for yourself wherein you make a dream path for yourself, that where I want to see myself, after 1 or 2 years. Make a short term goal for 3 months or 2 months. Understand whether you have reached there. If not, then try to see where was the problem and where was the issue going on. Then you will be able to understand the changes you need to do.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on further with the next question.
Yeah.
It's from, one second. Okay. It's from Devansh Bhatia.
Okay.
He is asking that how can we concentrate on our aim? There are so many obstacles.
So, see, if you want to improve your concentration, there are so many yoga mudras available. Try and practice them. Do some meditation for yourself and do a lot of sport activities and physical activities. See, because if you know, in our mythology, there are so many stories, like Ekalavya and other people, they attain to their goal by the focus. So when people are saying that we don't have focus, so we have to work on our mindsets. So when I say growth mindset, I was talking to you about this slide. I put this slide on the screen again. So instead of saying I'm not able to focus, you have to say what is the way I have to find to get the focus. So just your question. Think like this.
Devansh, is this clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, done. Okay, so moving on further with our next question.
Yeah.
It's from Ujjwal Bhal. I think he wants to give a message that we have become a good boy. I want to become a good human being.
Hmm.
He's asking some personal things, I feel.
Okay.
I'll do one thing. I'll unmute Ujjwal once.
Okay.
Okay. I think Ujjwal has left us now. So
Okay.
moving on further. Okay, so our next question is from Francis Massey.
Okay.
He is asking that, ma'am, I want to become a cricketer.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 Hello. Am I audible?
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, ma'am, Francis is asking that how can I become a cricketer? He wants to become a cricketer.
Okay. So, Francis, you're in class 8th now?
I'm unmuting Francis, ma'am, once again.
Okay.
So, I think Francis' mic is not open.
Mm-hmm. So,
So,
can he hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. He has also put up another question that he wants to become a cricketer. So what can I do for it, and which stream should I take?
So I would
See,
like
if you
to
want,
inform that Francis' mic is open, and as we are running
Okay,
short
yeah.
of time, we will just take one or two more questions and we'll wind up the session.
okay. Hello, Francis.
Yes, ma'am.
Francis, you want to become a cricketer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, are you training yourself in any academy?
No, ma'am.
So, first thing you have to do that, no?
Okay, ma'am.
You have to get into a training center where they will be able to understand whether you have those skill sets in you to become a cricketer. Second part, if you are saying that you want to be a cricketer, you don't have to say that I can't take up science. There are children who are good cricketers, they have taken science also. But I would suggest you can take up a commerce or an art subject, which is more towards, lesser hard work. That's what people say. And I don't know, because today I feel all the three subjects is hard work. So, but yes, if you want to become a cricketer, you can take up something to do with physical education and economics and political science. An art subject would be better for you. If you're good with maths, then you can definitely take even commerce.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, ma'am.
welcome. So definitely
Okay.
join any course for your academy.
So, ma'am, now we are taking our last question for the session.
Okay.
It's from Adarsh Singh. He's from
Okay.
12th class, and
Okay.
he has asked, "How can I decrease my tension because of studies?" As we know,
How can
because of
I?
online classes, how can I decrease my tension because of studies?
Hello?
Hello, hello,
Hanji, hello?
ma'am, can you hear me now?
नहीं हाँ अभी आप बोलो.
How can I decrease my tension because of studies? As we know, because of online classes, we all have a lot to study, especially class 12. So how can I decrease my pressure?
Okay, very good question. So the question here is, we are going through this pandemic and we are all having an online class. I know it is very difficult. We are away from our peers. We are away from, this environment of study and everything, and we have to do everything from home. But do remember, beta, this phase is also going to move on. Within a span of, say, by the end of July, all these things will get closed down, and we are hoping that things will become better. And definitely when you're at the home and not in a place where you're getting disturbed or anything, now is the time that you try and work hard on the subjects which you feel are tough for you. Take some individual session classes from any academy that will help you take out your tensions and pressures. And another lot of relaxations in your mind, and that will help you out to explore your potential more and more, so that you are able to learn better, you're able to work hard better, because yoga is something which is very important for children today, because they are going through a lot of turmoils internally from the world outside. If you go to any environment, that environment is also bad, the system is bad, everything is getting in a different chaotic world. So what I suggested, go for a yoga session or get yourself trained there with yoga. Try and do some meditations, and don't think that this time which is given to you by God, I should say, it's a gifted time wherein you have the whole day for yourself. Otherwise, if you see, you all would have been going to schools now till the month 15th or 18th of this month. So feel happy that you're at home now. Take a good rest, study which all subjects you feel is tough for you right now. Take help from elders, help from your brothers or sisters who are senior to you. Learn something which is difficult for you. Take individual classes. I think online classes from the school is also going through nowadays. So with that, take care of the other things also. So that will help you out.
Okay, so I think others.
Feel that this period will go away. This period will also vanish away soon. So not to worry.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Okay. So now this was the last question for us, but I got some messages from Anjali and Tanu. So I'm unmuting Tanu and Anjali, and you both can ask one by one your questions so that we can quickly bind up. So I'm unmuting Anjali first. Okay, Anjali, I've unmuted you. You can kindly ask your question.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, beta.
Ma'am, we all know that with goals come failures and family society pressure. So, ma'am, how we can overcome that pressure of society and family members comparing their children with other that see his son or his girl has scored more than you and performed well than you. Ma'am,
Okay.
it actually haunted me personally because I don't like this type of means comparison.
Okay, very honestly, you're sharing your feelings. I really understand this. So when somebody is giving you something like this, do you think it is because that they don't like you?
Ma'am, no, but I personally, ma'am, I'm very emotional person, and
I understand.
it
I
kind of
understand.
things haunted me a lot, and I started crying or means.
I can understand. I can thoroughly understand your situation. So when somebody is talking to you that this XYZ person is, doing well with better than you, well off, he's getting good numbers, you just tell them one thing that, first one thing you understand, even if they say anything about you, you know about yourself, right? You know what you are. So first and foremost, that we should not be, getting ourselves away from what we are. We should know our potential. That is what is most important. Whatsoever anybody may talk to us, whatever anybody may tell us, we know that I can do this, I cannot do this. So if supposing your parents are saying that so and so is doing so well, just check why they are saying so and ask them, okay mama, if you're talking that this girl is getting, do you feel am I not good in any other things? Just check with them, just talk to them, be free to talk to them. Don't feel hurt because they are telling it so that this may drive an inner passion for you to study. It's not that they want to hurt you. It is basically to show you that, see, others are doing, why can't you also do? They are thinking that you can do, that is why they are comparing you. Not that because they feel that you can't do. They are doing this comparison only to, the inner meaning of whatever they are saying is that we know you can do, but you are not doing. So you have to go and talk to them. You have to understand them, sit with them, put them on your understanding, and then tell them, Mama, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm saying. So please feel free to talk. Don't get emotionally stuck by your own, mindsets. Take out the mindset, go talk to the parents comfortably, sit with them, tell them this is what I'm going through. Unless you speak to them, they will not know. Na? Can you know what your mama is going through? No. The same way, she cannot understand exactly what you're going through. So you have to sit on one-to-one basis, sit with her, talk to her why she's saying this. So you can tell her that this is what I want to do, this is the goal I want to set, I want your help. Go and ask help from her, then see how she changes the whole approach for you.
Okay.
What we do is we restrict ourselves of not taking help from others. That's why again in the slide I put take help from others. We children don't think, we think that parents can't help us. No, it is not right. They are the best friends you have in the world. So you have to take their help. They will teach you much better things. They will give you a safer mode of learning things from the world, which you may learn it hard way when you don't take their help. So all these comparisons and these talks come only to save you from hardships. It's not that they don't feel good for the children. If I go and talk to your mother about that you are a bad girl, she will come and scold me. She will say no, she's a very good girl. So it's like that. They don't will ever say that you are a bad person. They know that, but in front of you they're talking this because they feel that you can achieve so much and you're not achieving. Maybe they are feeling they're not achieving that. So they will definitely help you out. So please be friendly to your parents and your father or your elder brother, whoever is very close to you. Speak to them one-to-one, understand, you'll get a path.
Okay. So,
Ma'am, one more thing if I'm allowed.
Yeah, please, bolo.
Ma'am, is it necessary to set goals? Means I'm a student of class 12th and
So you
I have
should.
not set up any.
No, you should.
Okay.
You are in which subject?
Ma'am, I've taken humanities.
Wonderful. So where do you want to see yourself within a
Ma'am, I want to take up a BA in psychology.
Wonderful. So what is the problem? You already set a goal for psychology.
Ma'am, but I have many negative thoughts too. Means if I've not got the good college or means
See, psychology is a subject that which is for the service of the humans. So when you're going to go for the world where you want to serve people, you're going to take out people's problems and solutions. Don't worry, you have to little put hard work for this year only. So you're restraining yourself from putting hard work. So don't do that.
So sorry for
Okay, ma'am.
intervening because we are running out short of
Yeah.
time. So lastly, I'm unmuting Tanu,
Okay.
and then we'll bind up with the session. And to all others, I would say that we have this Coffee with Counseling session every Friday at 5 p.m. Every Friday at 5 p.m. and we'll be having another session on next Friday too on mindsets thing. So you can join over there and you can ask your queries then too. Okay. So I'm lastly unmuting Tanu now, and we'll then bind up.
Okay.
Okay, Tanu, you can
Ma'am,
ask your question.
Ma'am, I want to ask how to make our willpower so strong so that we don't distract from our distraction sources.
So what is a willpower? Can I understand from you? Do you know what is a willpower? Hello?
Tanu, are you there? Okay, so ma'am, I think Tanu has left or muted her mic.
Okay.
So we'll then bind up with the session.
Okay.
It was a wonderful session by you, ma'am.
Thank
It
you.
was lovely interacting with you, and I hope all the lovely audience loved it. And we'll be again coming next Friday with a Coffee with Counseling session. And thank you so much, Ms. Chitra Guru ma'am, for your
Yeah,
time
thank you.
today.
Okay.
Okay, so we are ending up now. Thank you so much, all. Kindly share your feedbacks too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I do
thank you so
want
much.
to understand the feedbacks my children have given. Thank you so much, girls and boys. It was wonderful being with you, and we wish to meet again. Thank you. And as I told about psychometric,
Okay.
if you have any queries, you can call us on these numbers, which we have given on the slides. Okay.
You can directly contact Fairgaze too for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
On Fairgaze website, you can contact us on info@fairgaze.com, and we will hear all your queries there too. Okay. Okay, we are now
Thank you.
ending up.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Prerna. Thank you, Piyush.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now